ready to get started. So yeah, we are back in Satisfactory. Now last time we ran around upgrading things and fixing things, and we have a little bit more to do on that front. So we need to add more coal input because we're low on that, and then we need to then we need to improve our aluminum production, because what we are doing today is, let's search for it, radio control units. So in order to do that, we're going to need a lot of aluminum, some oscillators, some computers. So it shouldn't be anything too fancy, but we are going to need to upgrade our aluminum production to get it. So let's do that. But first will be the coal, because we do actually need that. So first let's grab some of those and then see where I want to get coal from. So I'm getting some from the Dune Desert, but I need more. And yeah, because we're using coal for steel in a lot of different places. So let's, I guess, just pull up the interactive map and see where some coal can be found. And if we scroll over, looks like there is some, there's actually quite a lot. Where is that? Over there. Oh wait, how is that all claimed? Let's go investigate that, because if I can grab all that coal, it would be convenient. It's also possible that I just am manually using it or something. I don't think so though. Doesn't look like these train stations are accepting that. But it is very close, so I think I will just belt it over. I imagine there's going to be like a coal power plant there or something. So let's get over this way. Where is it? It's just even farther east, and then just the tiniest bit north. Alright, so over we go to see what's going on with that stuff. Just slide jumping along. Sure do have a lot of train stations. So over we go. And it ought to be just directly north of us now. Yes. But it's not a coal power plant, it's a whole factory. Well, that's annoying. Let's get over there and see what exactly is going on there. So we drop down, and then we catch up ourselves. So this is making motors. Got it. Now, as for the coal itself, surely we're not using all of it, right? That would be crazy. Alright, so let's get down to here. And then let's investigate. So these are Mark II miners, just like partially overclocked. This one is partially overclocked. And there's supposed to be a third around here, right? Where is that? Well, technically there should be 4, one of which is smaller than the others. we have those two up there, and then... Where is all this coal? Right, so these two, I just placed the miners down, but they aren't being used for anything. Alright, well, let's change that. So first of all, you guys are going to get some power shards. And did I actually slide the thing to make this go faster? No, I didn't. There we go. Alright, so we have that. Now we need to find power for them. And there we go. Power pole just comes along to here. And those two get powered up. Checking this. Still not... Power is starting to become a concern. I don't know how long we have until we get... nuclear power or something like that. It would be nice if we could make those upgrades pretty soon. Or at least like a rocket fuel factory. Alright, so we have those. We actually want to take this stuff south, not north, but going north temporarily just to get out from underneath that is probably going to be easier. Alright, then this goes up. And we're going to send this up a couple more levels just so that it'll be tall and visible. And then we are going to... Yeah, I guess we will just send it up directly to the distributor. Shouldn't be much of an issue. Now we are going to need some sort of ladder to get up there. Hopefully there's some of that sort of thing over here. Alright, I seem to have fallen. Swap to jetpack real quick. And up we go. Alright, is there a ladder somewhere in this forest? I'm pretty sure there is. I just have no idea where exactly. I feel like it's around one of these trees. Not seeing it. So on this one. Nope, no ladders to be found. Well, that's fine. We can make one. Actually, it probably makes sense that it would have to be closer to the actual factory. We're not directly underneath it at the moment. So, let's just get back over here and then ladder up over this way, and then we're gonna have to get over there somehow. Probably by a floating bridge. Alright, we're here. So now we do the old ladder. And up we go. Climb up. And then keep on going. Alright, while we're doing this, we may as well bring the belts up with us. So up you go. And we keep going. So let's just drag a couple more ladder segments. And then send the belts up. And we're just going to rinse and repeat this until we are at the right level. And then we're going to have to figure something out with getting horizontally. Alright, so that goes up. And it goes up a bit more. Oh, I don't have an angle to see the far one. There we go. And we just keep climbing, just keep climbing. Up we go. And we are almost there now. Just a couple more sections. And that is probably already high up enough. Alright. Yeah, that looks about right. So we need to ladder up a little bit more to get more height. Probably one more, because I don't want to fail this. Alright, now we're going to switch to the parachute and glide over here. Alright, here we are. So now we go back to hover pack, and we do have this sort of under foundation, which I think will be more convenient. So we drag this over there and pick up the coal. Alright. So now this just has to, like, come down onto this, I guess. And there we go. And the coal stations themselves are pretty early, right? They're like those ones. So we need to head all the way over that way, actually. So don't have these go that way. That would be a rather pointless waste of going the wrong direction. Instead, we're going to go this way. So we start by just getting on to the foundation level. And now we head over here with both of these belts. And let's drag the foundation over. We don't want to be directly underneath all of these because they might eventually need something like this for themselves. So instead, we are just going to go slightly off to the side. And over we go. This is a fair bit of a journey. It's like just barely too short to be worth doing a train for, I think. Like, it would be sort of ridiculous to have a train station to go from one end of my line of train stations to the other end of my line of train stations. So we're going to have this belt do it instead. And that's water, so probably just about there. And then obviously we're going to have to come back and grab the belts themselves. Ooh, don't slide off. So this is the coal. Alright, so let's set up this And we just need it. We're going to have it distributed in via floor hole. So like that. And then each of these are going to get a Mark 5 belt going in. Like that. And actually, we do have two belts here. Actually, no, we only have 2 belts total, not 2 belts per. So this will still be fine. Alright, so now we drop down here and we just have to set up the belts going into these 4 holes. Alright, so that gets to expand out that way. Now this just comes down like this. And that one, and that one. Now we have to split into all of these. But we have to get 2 belts in. So I guess we'll... I guess we'll go like that and have that be a merger, and then the other one can split in this way. It's maybe not an ideal way of doing it, but it shouldn't cause serious issues, at least in the short term. So these all get their belts. And then we just need to take these out over to the other side where the coal is. So this goes onto that. This is going to have to come around. And go onto that. And now we just have to work these all the way over. So there we go. And we turn. I guess we'll do these just like on the edges of this foundation. Don't know why, but also don't see why not. Just gotta have them somewhere. May as well leave a nice little gap down the middle. And now the belts go. And we just keep on placing the belts. And there. And then we go over here. And then that also lines up with it. And we just keep going. Alright, then this one. Am I crazy, or can this side go much farther than the other side? I don't know. Alright, so we just keep going. I think these did get unaligned at some point, so we're going to line them up there. And now we just keep going. And these are Mark 5 belts, so we won't need to upgrade these for a long time until we get Mark 6. And that is a very distant future problem. Alright, so that goes there. And that goes there. We are making our way. It's definitely not the shortest belt line I've ever done. Like I said earlier, this is like extremely marginal on whether it's worth a train or not. Because it's pretty far, but it's not like extremely far. More so, the reason I'm not using a train is because the train route would be, like, hilariously complicated and annoying. Alright, so we just keep going. We're making progress. So we're significantly more than halfway. So we just keep going. We're almost there, really. Just a couple more segments. Just a couple more segments to go. We're almost at the corner. Alright, so now we go out to there. And then out to there. Almost. Almost. Alright. Just about at the corner. So it's just going to be a couple more segments from here. And now this. We just got to make the curve. Let's go straight mode for that. Alright, now we just make it the rest of the way. Which, apparently, that is as far as you can go. Wait, was I just using Mark 4 there? Great, now I'm going to have to check to see if I was using Mark 4 this entire way. I think I was. At least a significant portion of it. Please say the lifts I did right. Alright, looks like I got the lifts correctly. And now we just have to run along, make sure none of this stuff is Mark 4. Also, we very nearly ran out. We very nearly ran out of belt materials. Okay, so you can tell that this one over here is saturated, whereas this one isn't. Which means that there is a Mark IV belt somewhere along here. Now, where is that? Yeah, there it is. That segment there. Now it's tough to tell, but it looks like it's all fine. And we should have a solid amount of coal flowing through. And we're just gonna run along. Use this belt to speed us up a little bit as we move. Alright, so this is sort of the edge where I upgraded it. It's always fun to find those things. And then that belt seems to have stopped. As is this one. Did the train station fill up, or is it just currently being... Is there just currently a train in there? No, it doesn't look like there's currently a train in there. So is it full? It is full. Alright, that's fine. So we are no longer going to be short on coal. So that is that problem resolved. So the next thing we need to do is upgrade our aluminum ingot production. Now, how much do we need? Radio control units. So we're going to do 10 of these. That's going to be 400 aluminum casings. 400 aluminum casings is going to be 600 aluminum ingots. Or better if we do all-clad casings, but probably not going to. So we need another 600 aluminum ingots. Now let's see if I can get over there. I could hop on this train. I wonder where it's going. This is going up to the Dune Desert. And it seems to have a buggy freight car on it. Well, that's probably fine. Alright, that train is just sitting there. We're going to be faster running, probably. So around we go. And we're just going to get to the aluminum setup. And figure out what we're going to need to do to get another 600 aluminum ingots out of it. I think I've made it all, like, mostly blueprint scalable, so it shouldn't be that hard, but who knows? We'll have to find out. So past the high-speed connectors, run into a random sign that loses all my momentum, and we just keep on going. Alright, so here we are at aluminum. And now we just upgrade this stuff. So, this is 480 bauxite in. Which means we're going to need to add an additional belt in. So let's go over here. I think this is how we're going to do this upgrade. So we go over here, make a nice big area, like so. And then we're going to go to blueprints, and so where is bauxite to alumina? There we go. So this can go in, and I want it just for neatness sake to be lined up with the other one. How is that lined up? Is this even right? Oh, it is? It's just way further forwards than I thought. Alright, so this is lined up there and sent over there. So we can pop that in. And then we have this. So we need to get another belt of bauxite into that. And we need to combine all this up. How much is this? It's going to be most of a full pipe, so it's going to have to be separate. Alright, so that goes across like that. And then Connect that all in. Alright, no fancy stuff there just yet. And then we're going to need to do water connections as well. By the way, is this running at 100%? Looks like it. Yeah, it looks like it works. So we need to get water, fresh water into there, recycled water into there, bauxite into there. Alright, so let's just get this whole thing set up first, and then worry about that. So we need to do the next floor. So this comes across. And like that. And like that. So this is crude oil to petroleum coke. I believe I have a blueprint for all of these steps. Blueprint. I assume it's this one. I don't see any others that are like this. Maybe? Yeah, probably. Alright, so this is seemingly... Oh wait, no, that's definitely not it. Or is it? Are the pipes a separate thing? Okay, yeah. No, that is the right one. So we go and we just put it... I don't know which side to put it though. I think it's facing this way. Alright, then we'll shift this over to be aligned up with this, which apparently is like that. And we place that in. Alright, now the crude oil here, we should be fine to just pump that across. Just boom, like that. Plenty of crude oil. Wait, why? That's not supposed to be connected, right? What? What's going on here? Can I place this backwards? Or how come the ones that want crude oil are there? And yeah, so I did place this backwards. Alright, so let's dismantle that blueprint. And that pipe. And this. It's hard to tell. But yeah, why is this? Why is this like this? I feel like I'm missing something here. I don't know, let's just place that in. So this is the crude oil, but I've done it backwards again. Okay, yeah, so this side only has one pipe. So this side only has one pipe, and it's that one. Alright, so, blueprint. Let's not mess this up for once. how do you two align like that? And then nudge you over a little bit to give space, and then you're in here. Alright, so these two are outputting the petroleum coke. These two are inputting the crude oil. So we just take that pipe and put it across. And now those will get crude oil, they'll output, and the petroleum coke will be there. Alright, so that is that. Then we need to take this and send it over. How much polymer resin is this? 32. So that belt should be enough. Cool. Alright, now we are going to have to send the petroleum coke up, but let's just make the next floor first. Alright, so this floor goes out like this, and out like this. Alright, so now we have another blueprint, which is making the alumina scrap. And this goes in, where does this align up? Like there. And then we push it over a little bit and plop it in. Alright, now we have to get the smelters in, which is going to be a bit of a fun little adventure. Pretty sure I did this wrong last time. Alright, so blueprints, aluminum ingots. So it's probably like this, and probably lined up so that those belts can go across. And so now I just want to line it up to here, which is apparently like that. And now it's all lined up properly. You can just plop it in. Now for the connections. So this gets a smart splitter. No, not dismantle mode blueprint. The smart splitter is facing the wrong way, because of course it is. So that goes in there. Now that goes across, and is meant to be Mark II, with center any left overflow. Then we have a splitter here. Which goes something like that. And that goes into it. And it is, I believe, left any right overflow. No, left overflow, right any. And then this is a priority merger. And what was it? It was... Oh, it was just a regular merger, but that's a Mark 1 belt there. Alright, so we have that. We have that. And that. And then this runs along into there. Alright, so this can go right any center overflow, so it'll send 60 there. Alright, so that should be good for there. Now we just need to connect up between floors, and we need to connect up power. So let's start with power. And we go power poles. Alright, then we get another power pole. And we connect up all of these. There we go. Now we get these refineries. Like that. Alright, so now it is connection time between the floors. So we need to get a luminous solution up here. And this is the heavy oil residue polymer resin. So we have a petroleum coke here, which seems to loop around back this way and then go up. So let's get that in. And that goes there. Alright. So that's going to come down to like there-ish, but I don't want it to go too crazy. And then we have to take that belt off of there. And then go up and into that. Alright, so that should be petroleum coke dealt with. Next up, we have our alumina solution, which I guess we just put a floor hole in somewhere and connect it across. So now this comes down like that. And then this goes up into there. And it gets a pump. Alright, so where are our power poles? There's one. So that pump gets powered, because I'm definitely going to forget about it if I don't. Alright, so the next thing we need to do is the water. So let's pop a junction in there, run this around here. And then it rotates like that, and then goes up into there. Alright, not the most normal water pipe I've ever built, but it'll do. And then we need the other water pipe to come up this way. and continue going up. So where it's directly above, it's like there. Alright, now we fly up this way. Where is the edge of the thing? There we go. Alright, we have that, which just barely manages to dodge a belt. Now it comes out and up there. Alright. So let's actually connect these to power so that it'll make hovering around up here easier. So we're getting a bit close to the edge of the power connections otherwise. Now we can come down and connect that in. And come down a bit further. And connect those in. Alright, so now we just need to get the crude oil and the bauxite. Alright, so for the bauxite, I think we just... Let's see here. Actually, this is going to be a little bit weird. It's going to be a little bit weird getting a second belt out of this, but let's just do that real quick. So this... Because I need to make sure that both belts are fully saturated at all times. Which means we need to do some balancing or something. Or alternatively, we could just wing it. So this goes up to here. And I don't know if that's placed right. Alright, so we do that. And now we have our bauxite, which comes up. And into there. Alright, so there we go. Now this should start producing alumina solution. Also, this needs to... No, that was connected. I could have sworn there was some error in here. Oh, is the error just that I need to make you... Oh, probably left any center overflow is the right organization for that. Probably. I don't remember exactly. Let's see. What was it over here? No, it was left overflow center any. Which I feel like that's wrong. We're going to see if this works. This should be the correct ratios, I think. Anyways, so that's up and running and starting to make alumina solution. Now we aren't doing anything yet because we need to get the crude oil in. Wait, did we get the crude oil? Oh, we did. Look at me. I forgot that I did that. Convenient. Alright, so that is that. Now this whole thing will eventually trickle up. We have a lot of alumina solution to make. And I think for the sake of getting it going faster, we're going to turn 2 of these off and leave 2 of them on. Because we just need to let this speed up a little bit. how is the alumina solution production going? Apparently comedically slowly. There is definitely some in the pipe. And I assume that this down here is still producing away. No, this is full of alumina solution, but it's not. Are we going to need another pump? Yes, we need another pump. Just put a Mark 1 pump there, and then power it up, and that should be fine. Alright, so now that is producing alumina solution, which is going into here, which is producing water. The water should hopefully fill up the alumina solution. So this water will go down and fill up this pipe, where it will go into here. And these will start producing more alumina solution. And then the whole thing should probably start cranking along. There we go. That's looking solid. So the way we turn these on fast is we keep these machines off until we have a lot of alumina solution. Then we turn all of these machines on, go down and turn the other machines off until we have a lot of water, and then we have all of them running and we're good. And also at some point we're going to need to actually do something with this output. So we get that in, and then the belts can go along. And I forgot to merge these two up. So that should be that. And then we're going to need to send these down to the train. It's going to be all the way down here. And over this way. Alright, so we need a splitter for these to go to a sink if need be. So that is left overflow. We need another sink here because it's conceivably possible, however unlikely, that both of these lines get saturated. And then we need to power that sink on. Alright, now we just take the belt over here. And around this way. And into there. Alright, so that ought to be 480 aluminum ingots a minute, probably. Actually, yeah, let's check that. So this says aluminum ingots, 960 scrap to 480. Alright, then what we are using this for is aluminum casings, which we need 400 of. Which means we would need 600 aluminum ingots, which this obviously would not work. But if we go with this, we would still need 530. That's kind of insane how bad of an improvement that is. And what that really tells me is we need to upgrade this even more. Like, this needs to be outputting at least 600 in order for all this to work. Which means we're going to have to redo the math. Going to have to recalculate some things. Alright, but it does look like this is starting to get properly saturated at least. Alright, so even these ones up here look like they're not having any issues. So let's turn on those remaining two. And alright, so we need to basically just work backwards here. So if we want 600 aluminum ingots, then first of all we need to expand these smelters, which we can do pretty easily since we have faster belts. So yeah, let's take this bit out. Don't need all of that. So, currently, how is this working? We have these two lines which are currently 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, 210, plus 210 is 420, plus 60 is 480. Alright, so first we're going to dismantle these, because we're not going to need them anymore, because this isn't going to be a blueprint thing, this is just going to be a manual setup thing. So now we just have these two lines. And instead of being 210 each, we need these to be 300 each. So let's just get the extra smelters in. So that's 240. And we're going to need a little bit more space here, but not all that much. That's 270, that's 300. 240, 270, 300. So now these belts are going to be 600 each, which is, of course, completely manageable. We just need to expand the splitters out to accommodate them. And that this just goes around like so. And now we place the faster belts in. Let's upgrade a couple of those just to be sure. And then we go in here. And we upgrade a couple of these. Oh, these are facing the wrong way. Okay, so those have to come out. And then we put these in, but we rotate them properly. And then we can belt across. And I believe it's just mark one belts in, like that. And like that. Alright, Then we place the mergers to get all of that. And now this goes across. And let's just upgrade some of those as well to be sure. And then we just power pole them. Alright, so those should all be hooked up. And now if we were getting enough scrap, then it would be running. Obviously we aren't. And also we need to send these down to the output again. So let's have that. And then that goes in. This comes down. And it connects up. So we need to make sure that these belts are all Mark 5 now. So that gets to be Mark 5. Then we drop down here. That gets to be Mark 5. And then all of these get Mark 5 belts. There we go. So we have that now. Now we just need to worry about upgrading the rest of these machines to keep up with that. Because obviously, just because we have enough of the last step doesn't mean we have enough of all the other steps. So this is 2 to 1, so if we need 600, we need 1200 out of these machines. And are these doing anything weird? We have 300, 300, 300, and 60. Alright, are these hooked up in any special way? No, they're just hooked up sort of however. Alright, so that's fine then. So instead of 960, we'll crank that up to be 300, 600, 900, 1200. And then we cut that and make sure that that is Mark 5. So now this belt should be... oh, hang on. I have to make that Mark 5 as well. So this belt should be 300 plus 300 is 600. Then get rid of that. I don't know what that's doing there. Now this belt is 300 plus 300 is 600. Alright, so that is all good. And now we have all of this. And obviously we're not going to have enough petroleum coke or alumina solution to keep this up for now, but we have to figure out how much we need. 180 times 4 and 60 times 4. So we need 720 and we need 240. Alright, so that makes the alumina solution a bit complicated because we're going to need to send it up in 2 pipes, but that shouldn't be that bad. Alright, so if we need 240 petroleum coke, we make that 120, we make that 120. Which now means that these need 40 heavy oil residue each. So we can just crank this up to 100%. And now we're going to be getting 40 polymer resin, which is still totally fine. And the belts here are all fast enough that that won't be an issue. And petroleum coke production should be back up to speed. Alright, so then the next thing we need is the other alumina solution pipe. So let's get that in, coming from the other side. And then looping over here to be next to the first one for organizational purposes. Alright, then we go down here, and that pipe attaches up to there. And we need 720 alumina solution. So that's 240, 480, right? 240 times 3 is 720. Yeah, that actually works out perfectly. So now we have 200 fresh water, 400 recycled water. Is that correct? Or are we going to have to fiddle with those numbers a little bit? 105, 210, 315, 420 recycled water. Alright, so if we're getting 420 recycled water, then these two need to be very slightly more than what they are. So this is going to be something like that. 105%, 252 production rate. So you get to do that. And if that is going to be 504, well, let's see, it's 12 more, right? Because it was 240, now it's 252. So it's 12 more each. So this is 24 left. And it's 216. So now we need to readjust this splitting, which we actually get much easier numbers now, I think. This is just 180, which is just 120 plus 60. Alright, so let's take all this stuff out. And we don't need this stuff anymore. So off it goes. And let's just dismantle all these extra belts so that they don't sit here looking ugly. Yeah, I should have done this in the first place, although I didn't technically have Mark V belts then. I was just about to get them, and it would have made things much easier. Alright, so we have a merger here pointing into that. It's 120 plus 60 and in. There we go. So now this should be 600 bauxite. Set that, 600. Alright, I believe that should be everything for this. And is this working? No. Oh, I didn't connect these two up. So those all go in. Like that. And we should be good to go. So does that look like 600? Hard to say. And this is apparently not getting any aluminum scrap. Yeah, so our output isn't enough. Why? So you're not getting enough alumina solution. You're not getting enough alumina solution. You're doing just fine. You're doing just fine. Alright, so we don't have enough alumina solution. Is that a pipe problem or a production problem? Drop down here. And it looks like it is a pipe problem. Now I know how to fix that. So all we have to do is create a water tower real quick. So this is going to come down, go through a floor hole or two, and then let's see, I actually want to make sure that we have some horizontal space for this connection. So let's send that like that. And then that connects up. And then we get a valve, which is set to 0. And that should do a water tower and provide head lift for this entire system. Probably. It'll probably do that anyways. So these machines don't have enough water. And this machine seems to be outputting fast enough now. Alright, so if these machines don't have enough water, the way to fix that is to just turn one of them off and wait a little bit. It'll eventually... the water will eventually back up. And it shouldn't even be all that long. So there we go. Water is producing. Water is producing. So that will be filling up these pipes. Eventually, yeah, there's a lot of pipe to fill up. But eventually these pipes will have a lot of water in them, and then we can turn these back on. And let's see, both of these have plenty of water now. So this probably will work pretty quick, since it's 210 water per minute that we're stockpiling by doing this. In theory, it's probably less than that, but still shouldn't need to wait all that long to get a good supply of water. Alright, just gonna wait a little bit longer and then flick the switch. Alright, so now this looks like it is working much better. And it should be approximately stable. in terms of the amount of water that it produces versus uses. It doesn't look like that's the case. Looks like it's about to run out and stop producing temporarily again. Yeah, there it goes. And then it'll do another couple cycles. It might just be almost catching up now. We're gonna turn it off a little bit longer, just so that the water up here can get a little bit more of a head start. We also need alumina solution to stockpile as well, obviously, and that's not really happening. Alright. I mean, that short break there should be enough, probably. And we're just going to, I think we're just going to leave this, and it should stabilize itself out just naturally. So, we've spent all this time making aluminum, and not all that much time making the radio control units that we want to be making today. So let's just go probably just across the road, honestly. Just go over here and a little bit down this way, just to leave a bit of a healthy gap. And now we start making another train station. So we go a little bit over and then we get a rail. Now the rails connect up like that, and then across to the other side like that. Then we get path signals going in, and you are a path signal, and block signals coming out. Alright, so that is that. Now we have this, we just need to actually figure out what we need here, because I haven't done any pre-planning for this. I know it's going to be computers, quartz crystal oscillators, and aluminum, but I don't know how much of each of those, and I don't know what goes into those either. Alright, so that, I'm going to go out like that. And let's actually just drop down and do the planning now. So, we need a display sign, radio control units, 400 aluminum casings, 12.5 crystal oscillators, 25 computers. Aluminum casings, 12.5 crystal oscillators, and 25 computers. Alright, so for the computers, we're just going to go with crystal computers for that, because we need those anyways. So we need another 12.5 crystal oscillators and 37.5 circuit boards. Alright, so 25 computers is 12.5 crystal oscillators and 37.5 circuit boards. Alright, so we have those. And let's set these icons so that they stick out better. That's the computer icon. This is the radio control unit icon. So we're going to need 25 crystal oscillators total. That's going to be a bit of a theme here, the number 25. 25 crystal oscillators. And that is going to be 250 quartz crystals, 175 rubber, and 25 AI limiters. 250 quartz crystals, 175 rubber, and how many AI limiters was it? I've forgotten already. It's a 1-to-1. Alright. 25 AI limiters. Alright, that is a lot. Then the next thing down the step would be, let's see here. The aluminum casings are going to be easy. There's going to be a lot of them, but there should be easy. Aluminum casings, 400 aluminum casings is 600 aluminum ingots, and we can stop right there and import those. Then we're done with all of those. And this, we need to account for the circuit boards. So, circuit boards, 37.5 circuit boards equals, let's see, electrode circuit boards, because we already need rubber. That makes sense. And this, we're going to set it to that, and 150 rubber, 300 petroleum coke. 150 rubber, 300 petroleum coke. Alright. Fortunately, none of this is too horribly difficult. The crystal oscillators are the worst part, so we need 25 AI limiters. It's nothing very complicated. The numbers are big, but... So we need 25 of these, so that's 375 quick wire and 87.5 plastic. So that's 375 quick wire, 87.5 plastic. And what was that even? That was the AI limiters, right? Yes, so that's for the 25 AI limiters. And we get that in. Alright, so that is that. Then, so we've done that, down to ingots, nothing to worry about there. We've done that. We've done that. So we still need to do the quartz crystals and the rubber. We still need to do the rubber and the petroleum coke. We still need to do the quick wire and the plastic. Alright, so next up will be quartz crystals. Need 250 of it, which will be 321.43 raw quartz. Alright, 250 quartz crystals, and quartz crystals is, what was it, 321.43 raw quartz. And then, let's see here. What was next? The rubber. Yes, we need 175 rubber plus 150 rubber. So that's 325 rubber is 325 fuel. Rubber. 325 rubber is 325 fuel. That's a ratio I just know because it's very difficult to calculate, so you just have to memorize it. And let's see, the petroleum coke, we need 300 of that. So, petroleum coke, 300 petroleum coke equals 300 petroleum coke is 100 heavy oil residue. Heavy oil residue. All right. Then let's see, what do we do next? Let's finish up the oil related things, I guess. So we need 87.5 plastic. So plastic and 87.5 plastic is 87.5 fuel. So now we have our fuel needs, which are 400 and let's see here, 325 plus 87.5 is 412.5 fuel needed. Fuel, 412.5 fuel equals. Did we ever unlock the blender? Is that like the next thing? I think that's like the next thing that we unlock. Alright, so we need to do packaged fuel because of that. So then it's 1:2 ratio. So this would leave us with 206.25 heavy oil residue. 0.25 heavy oil residue. And some water, which we'll worry about later. So that adds up to 306.25 heavy oil residue. So 306.25 heavy oil residue equals, and that is heavy oil residue alt 30.625 is 22.969 crude oil, so 229.69 crude oil. Alright, so we have all that down to crude oil. I should select this icon. Alright, so we have that. Then, what's left? We have the quick wire. I think just the quick wire. Yeah, so we have just the quick wire left. So 375 quick wire is going to be it's going to be 75 Caterium ingots. So 375 quick wire is 75 Caterium ingots. And then Caterium ingots are 2 to 1. So that's going to be 150 Caterium ore. 75 Caterium ingots equals 150 Caterium ore. And let's just set these icons like so. And there we go. So I believe this is everything. However, while I was designing this, I suddenly got very exhausted. So I don't really want to do the hard work thinking mode stuff for now. So we're gonna just go hard drive hunting. We need a lot more of those. We only have 2. So let's just go hard drive hunting. That will be nice and fun. And I'm gonna just set up the, where is it? See if I can remember how to even get to my save data. Because I have no idea which ones I've visited and which ones I haven't. Alright, there we go. So we open that up. And it's taken a while to load. Low interactive map. It's getting there. Alright. So there we go. Now we just need to... It's lagging like crazy. We just need to find some hard drives that we can grab and grab them. So, starting off, there's one that is like directly below this. Actually, where am I? I'm over this swamp. So there's a power-based one just south of me. Let's see, yeah, okay. Southwest. So let's go over that way. It's going to be power-based. I believe I have a good amount of power in the swamp. I have water extractors and the like. Alright, let's swap to jetpack. Okay, that tree very nearly killed me. But we live these. Alright, so now we need to bring power up this cliff, because I believe that's it up there. No, that's something I already got. The one I'm looking for is that way. Oh, it might be up in that tree that almost killed me. That would be funny. Alright, how do we get power over there at all? It's always giving me wire is too long. Alright, it looks like there's a very small area there that I can place that. And now we just have to hover up here. And up we go. Is it just going to be in the tree itself? It must be, I guess. Alright, so the ladder goes up, and I somehow managed to miss it. So we're just going to climb the ladder and look for a hard drive. There are a couple slugs. It'd be weird for there to be 2 slugs and a ladder, like all in the tree. 3 slugs? Alright, well, I guess I'll grab 3 power slugs. It's not the hard drive I was looking for, but we'll take it. So I don't think we currently need hard drives. Like, we have all the options scannable, but we are also pretty low on spares, and we're going to need to go hard drive hunting at some point, so it may as well be now. Alright, so we grab all those slugs. And then, let's see, there it is. It's down on the edge of the cliff, looks like. So let's get power down to there. Yep, so you get that. And there's a hard drive. And then we disconnect so that we're not wasting power. Alright, there's a lot of stuff that we can't easily get in the swamp. But there is another power one, which should be southeast-ish in that vicinity. So let's see, where'd that power pole go? Did I dismantle the entire pole? I did. Alright, so let's just get our way back up this island so that we can regroup with our power line that we're dragging along. And we stop there. Alright, so I want this to go up to a, where is it? Power tower platform, so that we can drag the lines longer. And now we grab that and head southeast, I think. Alright. Lots of places where the wire is too long, but we can get it there. I'm also headed straight for a summer sloop, it seems, so let's stop by and grab that. We are hilariously low on summer sloops. I've not had good luck finding them this run. Alright, the power tower platform can just go off that way. In the meantime, we are going to hunt down this summer sloop, which is probably in this boulder. Where the heck? There it is. You can just barely see it in there. There we go. Alright. Next up, we have to just continue going this way. I hate the swamp. I hate the swamp. Just leave me alone. Alright, this hard drive should be in the vicinity now. Just gotta find it. And I'm not zoomed in far enough on that map to see where exactly. Oh, there it is. Stumbled across it. So we power it on, grab the hard drive, and disconnect the line. Any goodies in here? Nope, all pretty boring. Alright. So, where to next? there's a huge chunk of them sort of in the eastern middle of the map that I haven't gotten, around the blue crater and that sort of thing. So let's head down southwest, which is this way. Is there anything behind this waterfall? There is. What's going to be down in here, I wonder? Okay, purple power slug. Not too exciting, but nice to have. And then is that a shortcut out, or what? Okay, apparently that deals damage to you. I didn't know that that was a thing that existed, but sure. How do I leave? How do I get out of this place? Where's the entrance that I came in from? Is it like back here somewhere? Huh. I think I might have gotten trapped forever. Oh wait, no, there it is. Alright, so now we are back out of that fun little cave. We just continue heading south. What is it? Southwest? Apparently stumbling into poison pillars. I really should have automated gas mask filters at some point. That would make this a whole lot easier. And I'm going to have to do it soon, eventually, for nuclear stuff. Although I don't know if I'm going to do nuclear stuff this game. I think I probably will. But I'm probably also going to do rocket fuel. Let's grab this Mercer sphere that's just sitting here. Always use some extras of those. And we just keep on traveling around. Right, so we just do some slide jumping and get up this hill. Oh, apparently there's a summer sloop back this way. I can't really afford to skip on those with the current situation being what it is. Grab a yellow power slug as well while we're at it. And then the summer sloop is going to be up this cliff, I assume. Or it's going to be underground somewhere impossible to find. Alright, so we climb. And we climb. And there it is. Very nice. Here's another summer sloop. And there's a Mercer sphere just over this way. I assume it'll be behind this somehow. Although it is radioactive. So let's try to do that from a distance so that we can just skip through real quick. And there it is. Didn't need to go through there, but we did. Alright, now we're in this area. I need to zoom in further on the interactive map. No, I said zoom in, not zoom out. Why is my mouse wheel like this? Alright, so we need to get to, like, this area-ish for another hard drive. So off we go. Alright, let's continue exploring these explodable walls. And we're gonna blow up that poison pillar. Alright, there's a Mercer sphere in here. That's worth grabbing. Just Just gonna have to clear out the pillars real quick. Wait, that's not a Mercer Sphere at all. That's a purple power slug. Looked exactly like a Mercer Sphere through the poison. I guess purple power slugs are nothing to complain about. Grab you. And... but... I don't know why I, like, hit the wrong button like 5 times in a row there. I just wanted to swap to this. Okay, so there is a Mercer Sphere this way. It's going to be up on that cliff. And that's probably not worth it. Speaking of Mercer Spheres, what technologies? There's still this one, right? I need 23 Mercer Spheres and 199 SAM fluctuators, which is obviously not the problem. That's a lot of Mercer Spheres that you need for that. Alright, so we are now in the general vicinity. The hard drive should be down here. Hard drive, there you are. And so you need quick wire. So grab a stack of that and get the hard drive. Now we continue heading southeast to get a hard drive that's sort of over this way. Oh, apparently there's a summer sloop right next to me. Let's stop by and grab that. Again, we are hilariously short on sloops. And it is right up here. There we go. Alright, so the one we're looking for is like up on this ridge over there, apparently. Yeah, I see it. It was just barely out of loading in range. So we just cruise on over and pick it up. That's not the hard drive, that's just a piece of rubble. Where's the hard drive? Is it down the cliff? How is there a big piece of rubble but no hard drive? That doesn't make any sense. Am I dumb? Did I miss it? Oh, is it up? It might be up another layer. Yeah, I bet that's it. I bet it's up here somewhere. So we're just gonna climb up all of this stuff. And apparently fall to our death. Oh, we didn't take fall damage. That's cool. Alright, we're just gonna ladder up like a boring person. Up we go, up we go. And then we can jetpack that little bit. So you want plastic, looks like. Grab some of you and another hard drive. Alright, now we head south to the blue crater. This one wants power, which we don't have in the vicinity. But there's a geothermal vent in the crater, I believe, which we can use to power it. So let's get on over here. And let's see, hard drive should be like there. Geothermal vent should be like here. Alright, so we just cruise on over here. And a geothermal generator. And now we just bring the power line over. And connect it up. And yoink, another hard drive down. Alright, then there is one on the sort of southeast corner of the lake. Hop over and grab that. As well, pick up this Mercer Sphere while we're passing by. So we grab you like that and keep on going. There's a purple power slug as well. Again, that's definitely worth picking up. We're not terribly close to getting artificial power shards, so until that happens, we are going to need to grab all of those slugs. And another summer sloop. Summer sloop harvesting has been going great today. Alright, there's a hard drive over here. And then there's another one a little bit north of me. Okay, there are poison flowers here. I'm just going to grab it quickly and then leave. Oh, that always startles me, even though it's typically more convenient than anything. Alright, so where is this other one? It's probably just up there. Let's ladder on up and take a look. My depth perception totally failed me there. I thought that ladder was a good bit farther away than it was. Alright, so now we have a hard drive. So get on over, give it a heavy modular frame, and take the hard drive. Alright, so now what I need to do is... I have to go to the map options real quick. Click reveal so I'm not missing anything. Alright, so then there's one over to the western side. And I think this is one of the ones that I typically have a difficult time finding. So we're going to see how well that goes. Grab a blue power slug, since it was just about in my way, and keep on going. And we're probably gonna end the stream early and not too long, but just gonna grab another couple hard drives before we do. Alright, so off we go. And it ought to be just around here, if I can find it. Is it... Okay, it's hidden in those poison pillars, I believe. So first of all, get rid of that one. It's too close to where I'm standing. Second of all, just lob one over there. Did we get it? No, we got some other rock formation instead. Sorry about that, rock formation. Alright, so then we blow you up. And then it looks like there's another potentially dangerous one there. But now this should be clear. It's circuit boards. Do I even have... I never put circuit boards in my dimensional storage because you don't need them, but you do need them for this. Well, that's frustrating. You wouldn't happen to have any circuit boards just lying around, would you? Oh, you do, actually. Hang on. Hopefully that's enough. Let's blow up that poison pillar first. 111, that ought to be enough. Yeah, we needed 15. There we go. Alright, so that is that big collection acquired. Now let's head northwest to grab some more out of the middle-ish of the map. Although I'm not going to be able to do all of those, I don't think. Like there's one here that requires power, but I don't have power anywhere nearby. Is that summer sloop close? No, it isn't. This Mercer Sphere is close though, so we'll pick that up. Yoink. And then we go up all of these. Up here. And where are we heading from here? There's some in these mountains, sort of. I don't know if my cursor appears on stream, actually. Alright, so we go up here, and can I zoom in more? So it is there and there. Alright, due north. And it's up. Yeah, I see it visually. We're going to drop to the base of it and then ladder up. Up we go. We are climbing. And just a little bit more. Alright, this is high enough. Now I can hop off. And wait, that's the large wreckage. Alright, the actual thing is over on this side. And we need modular frames. Let's grab some of those. And grab a hard drive. Alright, so next is that one over there. So let's just get a good solid running start. And fly on over. And try to clear a landing spot. Alright. So we need to get rid of some more poison pillars so that we can safely approach. There's this one right by the hard drive, very annoyingly. Alright, should be all clear. Poison particles around are just haven't quite faded yet. The actual effect disappears more quickly. Alright, then there are a lot in the middle that we can't get because they require stuff we don't have. But we are up to 12 spares, which is kind of a lot. Like, that's enough that we can probably... Ooh, wait, EM control rods. That actually changes things slightly. So that gives us a couple more that it's worth grabbing now. So yeah, let's continue heading northwest. And we can grab at least one more, possibly two more if there are power poles nearby, which there might be. In fact, there probably are, because I see on the map there's a factory right there. Alright, those poison pillars are annoying. I'm going to blow you up. And then land there. Yeah, this is not the easiest cliffside to scale. That poison pillar is not close enough to get me from back there. I need more obelisks. Let's get another one. Alright, get rid of that poison pillar. Overshot. And it has like an infinite range, because of course it does. Alright, up we go. Up we go. Gotta climb this cliffside in order to get at the hard drive. Alright, now we're here. And do we have power poles nearby? I don't see any. We're also just about in the right spot, I think. Am I crazy? Wait, why does this not line up with that? Okay, no, I think it does line up with that, and I'm just looking at it wrong. Alright, so there's one south that we can't do because it needs power, and I don't see any poles. And then there's one this way, which we should be able to do, because it requires EM control rods, which I just picked up a moment ago. Alright, where are you? There it is. I think I see it, unless that's the wrong one. Oh, that's definitely the wrong one. What I'm looking for is back this way, sort of inland a little bit. Where are you? Oh, we do have power poles in the area. That's handy. If I could read my map and figure out where I'm supposed to be going, it would be even better. Yeah, it should be like there and there. Well, I'm going to grab a power pole from this. Where are you? There you are. And bring it south. And this hard drive is apparently very sneaky. Can I zoom in even further on it? Alright, I'm very much zoomed in on it now. It is... Oh, it's not quite as north as I thought. I just need to head south. Alright, so that continues along. And there are a million poison pillars up here, which is annoying. Alright. Let's clear out some of these poison pillars so that I can land up there safely. Up we go. There's also, looks like a radioactive hog around, so we're going to have to be quick anyways. And we get rid of that one. And we hop in here, grab that, grab some fused modular frames, and some turbo motors.
No pioneer should speculate regarding why there are crashed freighters on this planet.
And then take a step back. And then, just further south with the power, should give us another hard drive. And it should be like directly in front of us, just down this cliff more. Yep, there it is. We just need to bring this power down with us. Alright. And here we are. So you get powered on. And we grab the hard drive. And dismantle the pole. Alright, well, that's a good amount of hard drives grabbed for the day. If we zoom out, there's not any, like, especially good to grab from here. We'd have to climb back up, and then it would be a whole thing. So I think we're going to wind up the stream today. Sorry if it's a bit of a shorter one, and we didn't really get much progress on the radio control units like I hoped to, but I am just very tired. I didn't sleep well last night, so not really feeling capable of doing much more than this. But thanks everyone for hanging out anyways. I will be back on Monday, hopefully better rested and ready to start up the radio control unit factory. So if you're interested in that, make sure to stop by then from 2 to 5 Eastern Time. Otherwise, I will be streaming Factorio on Tuesday, same time as always. So make sure to follow if you haven't already, so you can make sure to catch when I'm streaming. And that's about it. Thanks for hanging out, and I will see you guys next time.